Hello and welcome back to the FA Manager playthrough. This is episode 2. Sorry for the delay. Things have been going pretty well. Okay, so started this as Wimbledon. Was going to come back at game 10, but we've come back at game. Was going to come back after 10 games played. I've come back after 9 because the 10th game we're about to play is a top of the table clash. I say top of the table. I'm not actually in the top 3. I'm 4th with Wimbledon. Original historical Wimbledon, the crazy gang, and we've got Middlesbrough, who are surprisingly top. So this series though has led me to finding the odd case of Stuart Castledine. So as a 90s football fan, or like watched the Prem throughout the 90s, was obsessed with it, I have no memory of this guy, of this player. I've sold him in game now. Sold him for 5 million. You might have saw that on the news scroller. But in the 10 years, just under 10 years, he was at Wimbledon, but he never played more than 6 games. I managed to hawk him for 5 million. Sold him to Man United. He started for Man United as I beat them at Old Trafford. So I was really pleased with that. But I was just like, if you're familiar with Stuart Castledine, however you pronounce that, I feel like this is the new Berry Borry. If you watch Premier Manager, the Premier Manager series, let me know. Like, was he injured? Because he retired when he was 29. And he's also married to Lucy Alexander, who you might be like, who's that? It's the lady from Homes Under the Hammer, whatever they were called. If you see her, you'll be like, oh yeah. I remember my mum watching a show she was in. Anyway, enough about my inane ramblings about 90s footballers and their TV wives. So here's the league. Middlesbrough played 9-1-6, drawn 3, undefeated, scored 19. Liverpool 20 points, 1 point behind. Then you've got Everton, so the Merseyside clubs are up there, and they are tied with us. So we are in 4th place. Played 9, won 6, drawn 0, lost 3. Now I did lose 2 back-to-back games, so I was really disappointed. We could have really made this a top 2 clash. I'm going to go on to top scorers and show you this. So look, Shearer, as you would expect, up there with 7. Alun Armstrong, Middlesbrough 6. John Spencer, Everton 6. Kevin Davies and Kevin Gallagher. The Kevins, the deadly Kevins. Hamilton Ricard, so Middlesbrough got 2 guys up there in the goals. Eddie Newton, centre-back, wasn't he? Matthew Oakley, who I believe was a midfielder. Paul Kitson, Paul Gascoigne, Michael Owen, Danny Cadamartri, Danny Sooner, not familiar with him. Darshville, remember him, but not sure if I pronounced that right. And then finally, if we get down here far enough, should have a couple of meets. Look, we've got Hartson with 3, Marcus Gale with 3, Jason Ure with 3, Efan Akuku with 3. I've kind of been rotating between those 3. We do have a couple of other guys who've got goals. I think Earl's got 2. Let's see if we can find him. Oh, Mark Kennedy's got 2, and Robbie Earl's got 2. A little bit of delay. So just going to show you the squad. I'll tell you what, I'll go into the game, then I'll show you the squad. It's easier that way. I'm really enjoying this. So this is only the 2nd proper video. I did make a new playlist that is just gameplay, because a lot of people do search for that. But so this is my thing. I'll talk you through what I've done so far. So signings I have made. I have brought in Ugo Egiog, who I mentioned on episode 1, finally landed him for about 4 million. Mark Vivian Foe, who's at West Ham on this game, so I've grabbed him. So I'm going to fire him in for Neil Ardley for the time being. And then I'm going to take Peter Fear out. I want to make sure he's on the bench. I'm going to put in Robbie Earl. And then, like I said, move Peter Fear to the bench. Now, it is a decent game. It's slightly archaic in the sense that it's constantly moving around my team. So this is not the team. As you could tell, I had Ewell, Gale, Hartson, and a missing one. Someone else as my strikers. Efan Akuku, isn't it? So, and you see that he's not even on the bench. So top scorer, but it's taking him out, and I'm not sure particularly why it is doing that. So I've got Ekiog, Cunningham, Perry, Thatcher. I did sign Chris Powell, but again it's taking him out. So I'm just going to fire him in for Perry, and then I want Perry in for Cunningham. So this is basically what I've been playing. So do need to make those changes every time, but then the games go quite quick. So that is pretty much it for my team. Sullivan always does stay in goal at least. So there we go. So I'm still playing that 4-3-3. And like I said, I'm enjoying this. It is a bit slow between games. So there's a lot of kind of like background processing data going on. But I'm still really loving this little game that you're about to see. These little highlights. And the commentary, etc. So here we go. So I'm at home. I have got the red away kit. I need to check if that's factual. I do have a vague memory of Wimbledon having a red away kit. And 1-0 down. There is Armstrong. So what is that? Is that his 8th goal of the year? Deadly. So tell you what, I'm gonna have a pause. I'll just check what's their team. So what? Mark Schwarzer, Gianluca Fiesta, was it? Cooper. I can't remember his first name. Steve Vickers, Ormonroyd, Gascoigne, Madison, Moore, Branca. He was the Brazilian, wasn't he? Ricard and Armstrong. So that's a decent team, that. Let's unpause.
He'll be happy to try it from here.
Oh, there we are. So left Hughes in. He's rewarded me with a goal. 1-1. I think that's his first of the year. I did notice when I was trying to sell players, he is my most valuable player, Michael Hughes. He was clean through on goal again there. So I've decided to give him a little bit of a play. So there we are, 1-1 at half-time, shading the possession. Only 6,000 people in attendance. So Chris Perry's not made a tackle. Not what you want to see from your main centre-back. Right, I'm going to pause this, because what we're 77... Oh, let's watch this highlight. Oh, I was going to try and pause to bring on a sub, but kind of glitched out there. Bit anticlimactic. Let's check some of the stats. So like I said, they are top. That's my first game drawn. It might be their first game drawn. So didn't have any saves to make, apparently. Perry's made a tackle at least in the second half. And I've only had that one shot. Oh no, as I say, I've only had 2 shots on target. So one from Mark Kennedy, one from Michael Hughes that he obviously scored. But he's played pretty well though. So first part of the episode down, I'm going to go through. I'm going to have another game. Often wonder how much thinking, testing would go into the music of a game like this, because it's very basic. It never gets truly repetitive, not for me at least anyway. So especially the type of game the other day when I played through, I did say I've got a no commentary long play up. I had some 40 on while the screen. I was playing through, kind of watching between the both, which is how I used to play Champ Manager back in the day on Saturdays. We'd have like Gillette Soccer Saturday on. So let's have a look, check of the league after that. Press the wrong button. I keep forgetting that right stick does do some of the controls as well. So let's get back to the Premiership. So look, Middlesbrough's still top after that. So they've drawn 4. So that's our first drawn game. We've nearly scored as many as them, but we've just got our goals a lot more spread around. So we are in this chase at the minute. I've not really played, other than Man United. Let's find them. Wow, they are really struggling, aren't they? Oh, they're 16th. So I was going to say Man United's like my marquee win, but maybe it's not. Leeds and Arsenal both down there. Arsenal only won 1 game. Going to have a quick check of the transfer list. This does update as you go along. So if you are really eagle-eyed, you will spot. Oh, there's Hughes. So Michael Hughes, he's on for nearly 10 million. So that's why I fired him in my team. David Hopkin, I was always a fan of his. Looks like it'd be a decent signing. But like Stan Collingwood wasn't on there before. Summerby wasn't on there before. There's a few. Simon Osborne. As a Wolves fan, I'll not comment on him because I tried to keep this quite swear-free. So there's a few players on there who have been added throughout. Matt Murphy. Used to play for Corby Town, and I used to sponsor him at one stage, a very long time ago. Because whilst I live in Sheffield, Corby is where I'm originally from. So we're going to try and get on to the next game. Going to bring down that, get rid of that control. Someone did comment that this is a very ugly game. I wouldn't say I agree with that. It's not a pretty game, but I've seen worse interfaces for like management and sim games. I will give it that. Now, like I said, this is the only knock I have on it. So I've played that game, and there's a lot of like clicking through to get to the next thing. So vacancy for managerial position has been announced at Barnet. Okay, it's good to be involved with that. So at the minute as well, you've still got all the European stuff going on. You've got the European Cup, the Champions League, and the Cup Winners' Cup. I've seen all of those. So this is obviously prior to that merging, at least the European and the Cup Winners' Cup even. So we're straight into a game. I don't even know who we're playing here. So let's see. Has it kept it? It's kept it pretty similar to we had last time, but you'll notice it is moved Ekiog and Perry around. So they were swept last time, and it's brought Powell in. So there is a fitness rating for the players. But if I scroll down here, you'll see they're all at optimum fitness. So I'm not really sure what is making them change around. I was just having a look at the X's. Instant result. Obviously you don't want that, because then I don't get to hear the glorious commentary. So let's see, who are we even playing here? Is this a cup game? I have played a League Cup game. I beat Watford 3-0 away. So what's that? Yule, Hughes, Gale. So we've got Sheffield Wednesday. So I'm going to presume this is League. That's a great ball. That's a good goal, that. Andy Booth, great bit of football. I'm not sure who laid that off to him. In my head, I like to think it was Benito Carboni. I was always a big fan of his. Here I come, though, down the other side. Goes wide, plays it in. That's gone out for a corner. Almost never score these, because I am starting to see the little patterns. This is against the post. Unbelievable, Jeff. He's hit the beans on toast. So it's half time. They've only had one shot. They've scored for it. They have had more of the ball, though. It was in that first minute. 6,750 attendance. We thank you for joining us today. So I'll tell you what. I'm going to take off. Who am I going to take off? Gale's had 2 shots. I'm going to take off Jason Ewell as soon as this half starts.
Second half then, and here we go.
And put on Hartson.
He's going to shoot.
Good save. Good take keep.
Well
Oh.
saved by the man in the goal as he tips it
What
away.
else can I do? I'm going to bring on Fear.
So it's a
Let's
corner.
bring on Fear
See what they can
for
do with this one.
Vivian Foe. Cross comes in and he's moosed that away, isn't he?
Poor corner and easily cleared.
Right, ball down the wide. Crosses it
Marvellous
over.
control.
Is that a shot or a pass?
And
It's a
it's
shot.
punch
Keeper's
back
tipped it over. So you
just
see
before the
that
corner.
little animation quite a lot of the keeper coming out and
Let's see what happens here.
double hand fist over the punch over the bar.
And that's an easy clearance there for the
Although I've seen a few more corner animations this after I was bad-mouthing it.
He's going to have a go here.
Oh, that's a great... Is that a clearance off the line?
It's a corner. And that's an easy
I'm
clearance
going to take
there for
Hughes
the
off.
defender.
Throw Carl Court. I don't use Carl Court much.
And that's an easy clearance there for the defender.
This is probably last attack.
By the defender. Good
Look like a
stop.
penalty to me. Oh, so there we are. I've been in great... Started the episode talking about what great form I've in. You've seen me draw with Middlesbrough, and you've seen me lose at home to Sheffield Wednesday. I can't see... Oh, I've pressed the wrong... For some reason, because I've been on the Xbox a lot, I think, I've gone back to instinctively pressing the right stick. Let's see. So that's the League Cup. So, sorry, I wasn't even aware of that when we went in. So we are out the League Cup. I've got a little miniature League Cup behind me. I will discard that or put it away, because we will not be winning that this year. So what I'm going to do, as we got to that quite quick, let's see where we are. Let's see what day we're on. So there we are. We've got a Saturday fixture. So it's the Premier League. So we will play this. So hopefully we can try and get a win in here. So Wimbledon versus Blackburn Rovers. Let's cancel the operation. Does that show me the league table? It does not. Oh, it does. Right, so Blackburn are 8th. My former team from this series. So what have they? They're going pretty consistently there. Look, won 3, drawn 4, lost 3, scored 14, let in 10, 13 points. So we need a win here. So just saw Leicester versus Liverpool on there. Leicester are one of the teams that beat me during that losing run. You might notice Andy Roberts here. He's in blue and I can't click on him. Notice it just jumps over him. He broke his leg and he's out for 13 weeks, I think it is. I'm sure it said it was a leg break rather than a fracture. So I could really do with a right back at some stage. So I might try and address that after this game. You notice it's got caught on now. So I'm not sure if it is leaving. Have I figured this out? Is it leaving the team as I finish? It can't be though, because it's swapped those two around, isn't it? And if you go in, maybe I'll show you this before the end of the episode. If you go in a different menu, it will show you whether the player is right-sided, left-sided, what they play. So it's in the player information. So and it does tell me here, look, for example, Armstrong is a defender, Foe is a midfielder, but it doesn't tell me whether they're right side or left side or anything like that. So I'm going to put Earl back in the centre and have Foe out right, Mark Kennedy left. So Hartson, Ewell, Gale. See what I'm going to do. I'm going to fire Neil Ardley on my bench as well, instead of Kerry Hughes. So I've got 2 strikers, a defender, and 2 midfielders. And it does have somewhere as well some little stats. It shows you how often the player has played this year or what goals he's got. So it's just there's quite a lot of info there. It's just in a very odd order, or an order that you just wouldn't expect nowadays. Because to go a bit high-end media teacher. There wasn't the genre conventions for how we expect this stuff to look that there is now. So I'm going to hit a quick pause. Let's have a look at their team. So what they got: Flowers, Jeff Kenner, Callum Davison, Marlon Brooms, Darren Peacock. Do not remember him being at Blackburn. Gary Flintcroft, Lee Carsley, Damien Duff, Chris Sutton, Kevin Daisies, and then Gallagher. So it's that dangerous Kev pair. So they're obviously playing a 4-3-3 as well from the looks of that. That's a good ball. Oh, Gary Flitcroft. So, I was saying before, keep seeing that animation of the keeper punching stuff over the bar. I've seen a different one there, where he punches it in. So, I'm getting absolutely drilled here. Is that one of the Kevins? I told you to watch them. 2-0 down. Ball's over. Good save. Sullivan's redeemed himself slightly there. But I am getting absolutely mauled here. Maybe I shouldn't have put Foe out. Right. Diving header. Well saved indeed. Chipped that up. Had a shot. These are all over me. Half time I needed. I've not even had a single shot yet. Right, what changes do we need? Look at these two at the back. Perry, 1 of 6 tackles. Ugo Ekiog, 1 of 9 tackles. You've got to be taken off for a performance like that, haven't you? So let's give this another pause. Right, so Armstrong is coming on for Ekiog. And I'm going to bring on Ardley for 08. I'm going to unpause this. Let's see if I could get back in the game. Always press that speed button rather than the unpause. There, I've had a shot at least. Crossover, headed down. He's hit that. But Flowers is on that. I'm not going to get a goal here, am I?
kick.
Big volley. Are we getting another replay?
It's played beyond the defender. Just the keeper to beat now. Oh, the keeper's pushed it wide, and it's a corner.
Oh, I've done better. Much better second half.
Let's see what happens here. Well, the keeper certainly had problems holding on to that one.
I'm genuinely annoyed by that. How has he missed that? The keeper spilled that, and he's
Corner's gone straight into that danger area there.
so I'm all over them here.
By the keeper.
All over them.
The header comes in. Oh, but that's a fine save by the man in goal.
7 minutes left. Won the possession. Lost again. Back to back. So there we go. Was talking about what great start I had. I've all too early. So let's see where that leaves us. I'll show you those stats. Then I'm going to go ahead and play some more games off camera and I'll come back. So like I said, other than the loading times, pretty decent. If you could pick this up quite cheap, and if you're watching this channel, you're probably into this type of game. If you can get this, I believe I can't see a price on it. I believe I paid about £1 for this though, or £1.50, with some postage possibly on that. 'Cause I buy my games from a mixture of physical stores that I visit and online, probably like most gamers, using eBay a bit more. How have Middlesbrough done? I can't seem to have played today. Must be on tomorrow. But yeah, I'm enjoying this. So let me know. Sorry for letting you down with my performance. Yeah, they are Middlesbrough, so they've come third for the time being. Everton snuck top, but a win will put them back. I'm still hanging on there in 4th place despite not winning. I've only picked up 1 point and been knocked out the cup during this episode. I'm just going to have a quick look at. So here we go. We go team and manager information. It brings you in this other menu, and we did look at this before. The Barnet job will be in there, won't it? So if you go to player information, now you'll notice as I scroll through this, and the players are here on this alphabetical order on the right hand side, that you bring up the triangle, but it shows you whether they are left-sided or what different areas they can play. So look, Andy Clark central and right, Andy Roberts right side. I've been playing him on the left. Thatcher, so left-sided. So it does show you what those guys can do, and then like I said, it's got their stats and stuff on there. So it's got when the contract ends, disciplinary points, and then appearances. So look, Hughes has made 3 appearances, mostly from the bench. Perry 14, Powell 12, Blackwell 9, Akuku 7. So like I said, there is a decent amount of information in there. It's just finding it all. So look, market scale, central left. Appearances 13. And like I said, it did talk about how realistic the contract information was on the game. So there we are. That is it for episode 2. I'm just going to go back to the... Don't want to loan him. Don't want to renew him. Let's just sort this, see how Middlesbrough do, and then we'll call it a day there. So Middlesbrough have won. So clicking this should bring us up the league table. Oh, Premier Manager of the Month is Aston Villa's John Gregory. Well, they look like they've done well because they've come out of nowhere. So there we are. Like I said, it's quite a decent game, this, comparatively. Depending if you're into this type of title, I would have liked this in the day, and I would have played this a lot more at the time than I would maybe some other manager games. I don't know if I'm at the stage where I enjoy this more than Premier Manager yet, but there is a second copy of this, or a follow-up to this. I'm interested to see if they add anything or how this changes. But it does have an enjoyable, some enjoyable moments to it. And like I said, I'm a big fan of that, like the in-game camera stuff, even though it's very limited. So thank you very much. So 2 things. Let me know, did you play this or have you picked it up since? Stuart Castledine, were you aware of him? Was he injured? Did he just not play? Very, very odd career. Or if there's anyone like that, that you want us to try and have a look at on the game or in the future games from your own team or from your own memories, let me know. Thanks very much.